The world of free simply wasn't delivering for our higher education system, because the simple reality is, when you put the totality of higher education funding into the public spending mix and make the sort of non-mandatory bit of our education system, i.e. the post-18 bit of our education system, compete with the mandatory bit of the education system and with all other claims on public resources, universities simply aren't competitive. They lose out time and time again to schools, to early years, and they lose out to health and policing and all the other claims on the Treasury.
So education is a public good and it's all right. So I like Joe, like personally. So education is a public good and everybody deserves the right and the opportunity to be able to access education. And this notion of if education was free, then everybody would want to go is absolutely ridiculous. Like, education isn't for everyone. Not everybody wants to be an academic. But alongside free education needs to be good, impartial information, advice and guidance so that young people and returning learners can go back and see that there's so much different ways of different provisions.
That loan is massive for people to take in. So I just think it's unfortunate. I don't think it feels fair, because even if you don't have to pay it back immediately, and I understand the means system regarding paying it back, it's a lot to take on. It's too much.
And I think it's been a very badly explained system over the years. People think that, that there's this burden of debt, that they owe £50,000. Too few understand that they're only going to be repaying this debt once they're earning above now £25,000, which is a reasonable starting graduate salary. And that is a factor, and we do have to make it clearer that it's linked to people's earnings after graduation, and that it's limited for a period of 30 years, and that if they don't manage to pay it all off, the government writes it off anyway, and that's a deliberate feature of the system.
I think having the carrot of, university's there, it's free, it's there for you if you want, as the option actually encourages and incentivizes kids to actually say, I'll put a bit of extra effort in.
So I went to university for 2 years and it was a complete waste of money.
Yeah.
So it's a completely flawed system, and it's been executed in a way that isn't transparent to people understanding the debt. When I looked at the booklet that was given to my son, on page 21 it explained to him that actually, it's a rolling up interest rate from day one. So actually, if you don't pay off that debt because you're not earning much, it just gets bigger.
Yeah, I think what we need to recognise is that the experience of being able to go to university is more than the qualification.
Yeah.
It is the citizenship. It's building you to be a civic citizen, meeting new people, understanding yourself, getting to know yourself. And you shouldn't have to have a certain amount of money to be able to have that experience. And what really frustrates me about this conversation is even having a conversation about should universities be free is a privileged conversation, because when I go back to Peckham, my real community, these boys and young girls don't even think that that can come out of their mouth. So yes, it should be free.